How you guys doing? Delacey Howard here with Third Ministries. This video will be called A Singles Guide to Finding a Mate, Part 1, and there will be a subtitle. But in this video, we will be going and talking about, we're going into Genesis, and we're going to be talking about how to find a mate, what the Bible has to say about it. And we're going to be in Genesis chapter 2 and 15. And we're going to be talking about how God had Adam in the garden and he was working. And God seen that it's not good for man to be alone. And God created a mate for him. See, a lot of times we don't realize that to find our mate, sometimes we got to not so much put emphasis on finding that person, but put emphasis on doing the things that we're supposed to do for God. Because even in finding our mate, God is going to get glory out of it. And even in finding our mate, God is going to have something to do with it. And what Genesis had to say when we get into it in a couple seconds, God has everything to do with finding the mate. God put Adam in the deep sleep. God took out the rib and made a helpmeet or a mate for Adam. So God knows what you need, what you want in a mate. But at the same time, we shouldn't be putting so much focus on finding that mate. We should be putting more focus on working. When we get into the scriptures in a second, you will see that Adam was in the garden doing what he was supposed to do. And God said it was not for man to be alone. And when God said that, he tried other things. And this can go to the whole homosexual question. And I know this is not going to be enough, but I'm just saying. God tried different animals and all that. And he seen that it wasn't good. It wasn't good until man was teamed up with woman. It didn't say anything about man teaming up with woman to create. He just said when man teamed up with woman, it was good. It wasn't when man teamed up with man that it was good. It was when man teamed up with woman that it was good. And we're going to get into that more. And this is not a homosexual bashing video. And this is not a video that's saying that a homosexual, well, I'm trying to prove homosexuality is wrong. This is a video saying that finding a mate, man, woman, she or he, is going to come from God. Now we're going to get into the scriptures, starting from Genesis chapter 2 and 15. And it says, "And the Lord took man and put him into a garden of Eden to dress it and keep it." To dress it and keep it means to work the garden, to make sure all the plants get watered and stay green and stay upright. So it was kind of like work. But God said that's a hobby. It's not work. And then in 16, "And the Lord commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou may eat freely, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat it. For in that day that thou eatest of the tree, thou shalt surely die." That was as far as I know of, that was the only command that Adam had. Now that's not important. That may be for a whole nother teaching, but that right there is not important to what we're talking about here. But that is kind of awesome to realize that Adam only had one commandment before he fell. Now it says in 18, "And the Lord said, It is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a helpmeet." So Adam didn't go to God crying and said, I'm alone, Lord. I need someone." Adam was doing what he was supposed to. Adam was tending to the garden. He was doing his job. And he was following his only commandment. So he was living righteous unto God, following his one commandment. And it says the commandment thou shalt not eat, thou shalt eat of every tree, but of the tree of good and of the knowledge of good and evil. So Adam was doing what he was supposed to and following God God, not every commandment, but only commandment. And God saw that he was alone. It said it was not good for him to be that. And then in 19, it says, out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and that's every animal of the air, and brought unto Adam to see what would he call them. And whatsoever Adam called the living creature, that was the name. And then we're in 20. And Adam gave a name to the cattle, and to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. And then it says, but Adam, there was not found a helpmate. So while Adam was naming these animals, while he was naming the birds, the beasts in the fields, the cattle, God was looking for him a helpmate. But he could not find it in animals. So, I mean, this is not an attack on any like relationship you have with your dogs or whatever, but dogs and animals are not supposed to be helpmates. They're supposed to be, I mean, they're not supposed to be in that relationship as, like, some people will say, man, relationships are hard, man, I'd rather just deal with my animals, hang out with my dogs and stuff like that. I mean, the scriptures clearly said that there was not found a helpmeet in the animals for Adam, so for man. So Adam was representing man.